Good morning, good morning, good morning, Betty Bosses. It is the boss herself, Miss Lee Campbell. Let me share to my groups because why not? Let's share. Today, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to never, ever have to create content again. Let me know if you guys are watching live. Let me know if you guys are watching the replay. Shout out your city. Where you sit? Wait, shout out your city in the comments. Y'all, I really want to be a rapper, y'all. Like, if this whole business consulting thing, and I'm sorry, y'all, I got my girls out and it's early and like just roll with it. Like, just roll with the punches. Like, don't question it. Don't question it. Let me know if y'all watching. I had go live on my schedule, and I was like, "Oh, good morning, Jay," and I was like, there's no time like the present. There's no time like the present to go live. Let me make sure y'all can hear me and whatnot and what have you. So anyway, and shout out to Jay, by the way. He the one put me on to Sora. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell you about something you don't know about," and I was like, "What, Sora?" Like I've been on that. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna talk about Sora 2 today. That's what we're gonna talk about. Because if you are a business owner or a content creator or whatever you got going on, and you don't want to make content, you are not, like, I'm a marketing person, I like that. But if you are not a marketer, or, like, if you cook, like, you the best at cooking, but you have to create content, right? You have to post on social media. You have to create reels and TikToks and all of that stuff. But when you working on your business, nobody got time for that shit. Like, don't nobody got time for that. And so Sora 2, I'm just giving y'all the whole thing, has created this revolutionary way that you no longer have to create the content from scratch anymore. You don't have to do it. You can have quality, many little commercials, many little reels. And let me know if y'all watching. I know it's early. Y'all like, girl, you wake up on this shit. You just wake up with this shit. I really do. I do. I've been up since, how long I've been up? I got up at 3 a.m. this morning. That's really, really sad. And I have been up working my ass off. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm gonna give myself some props. I've been working my ass off. I said, I need to get up early like this every day, because the way I was just getting shit done, it was impressive. It was impressing me. So, yeah. Get up early. Whatever your normal time of getting up. Like, if you get up, like, I don't know what y'all think is the normal time to get up, but let's say you get up at 9 o'clock. Like, that's late to me. 9 o'clock, the day is over. The fucking day is over at 11 o'clock to me. 12 o'clock. Like, what are you doing? You gotta get up. Me and my girl Stephanie. Stephanie is my accountability partner, even if she didn't want to be. I forced her, and I said, listen, sis, I need you, because she get up at 6, and I would get up at 8, and 8, 7:30, 8, everything, the world starts for me at 8. My team comes in, we do coffee and conversation at 8, Monday and Fridays, and then my team comes in, and so they be looking at me for direction. My ass be asleep. So, so 8 o'clock is late. 7 o'clock is late because I want to be in position and in place by the time the world is happening. So, and 6 just seems too. 6 ain't badass enough. 6 a.m. ain't badass enough. I remember I used to get the girlies up at 4 o'clock. I was like, we doing a 4 a.m. challenge? No, it wasn't 4, it was 5. We was doing a 5 a.m. challenge. And I got a lot of people doing that. I myself used to get up at 4 a.m. Hey, Deidre. And then my one of my members, she was like, okay, I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm finna go to the gym. Like, her ass was in the gym at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, girl, you get so much done. And you started because of me. Oh, no, for real. I used to be very, very, very motivating to get your ass up. Get the girls up early. And then I just stopped. I really just dead ass stopped and did not care. Didn't care. Didn't give a damn. And, like I said, I wake up at 8 o'clock, 8:30. I'm telling y'all, 9 o'clock is late. Do not get up at 9 o'clock. I don't give a fuck. I remember when I was in school, like in high school, and like for the summer, you sleep all day until, if y'all got kids and they be trying to do this shit, like, let them folk live. Because you probably used to do it too, where you wouldn't get up until like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You getting up in the afternoon. And I think it's because people stay up late. When you stay up super late, 2 3 a.m., yeah, you need your 8 hours. You did that challenge in August last year. You remember that, girl? That was the last time my ass got up. I ain't even finished that challenge. And that was literally the last time. I think it was 5 a.m. And that was literally the last time I got up early. But anyway, y'all be distracting me. So my point is, getting back to, if you hate making content and you don't want to make content, y'all need to be in this class that I'm teaching tonight, okay? If you're not a part of Baddie Boss University, what are you doing? Like, y'all on my page, y'all know we talk business, we set goals, we challenge each other, we support each other. It's a true sisterhood community. And every other week, I host a marketing class called Detention. Do y'all like that? Like, I feel like I ate with that. I feel like I ate with that shit. Like, it's the attention, because we live in an attention economy. And if your ability to capture and keep people's attention, that converts to you making money. That converts to you getting clients and you getting customers and stuff like that. So detention isn't, for the bad kids. Detention is for the kids who want to excel and who want to learn more. So we go over things that's trending, like what's trending on social media. What are other ways to just grow our brand? Not even online. Other things, billboards, networking events. What can we do to get in front of our audience? That is the goal of Detention. And I'm going to be teaching you guys about Sora 2 tonight. Oh, that's so sweet, Deidre. We love you, girl. We love you. Because we need that. Business owners need that. Hey, Mama Fossey, we need support. And we need guidance, because not only do I teach, but I bring in other experts in their field to come and teach us about the different aspects of business. We've had classes on YouTube and public speaking and Turo. We've had classes on running ads. We've had classes on email marketing. We've had classes on business credit, on grants. We do this. Like, this, we not new to this. We true to this. We does this. And tonight, we doing it again and again. So make sure you guys, I told y'all I want to be a rapper in another lifetime, y'all. Another lifetime. If this business coaching don't work out, not MC. Come on. This ain't the 80s. I'd be like, Lil Baby, not Dub Baby, Lil Baby, Lee Baby. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on my rap name. Don't judge me. But so you guys join Betty Boss University. It's only $67 for the year. That's crazy work. Crazy work. You can come and take all the classes. We have products available for resale. We do our coffee and conversation meetups every Monday and Friday. Detention every other week. We have guest experts come in and teach us. And you can promote in our BBU group as well and be pre-approved for that. So $67, baby, like that's a steal. That's a steal. So what are we doing? Get into the club. And yeah. And we do challenges like right now. And if y'all watching, this is for y'all. This is for all of y'all. Y'all go get y'all some life insurance. Go get you some life insurance. I don't care. And I'm not a life insurance agent. It's $67 for the year. And I am not a life insurance professional. Talk to my girl Stephanie about that. But term life insurance, whole life insurance, get a $25,000 policy, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million policy, $10 million, whatever you want to do. But just make sure that, you know, you leave your family something. You leave your something, you protect them, you protect what you've accumulated. If you have debts that they can pay off, you know, maybe they can pay their house off, or they can go buy them a house, you know. So even if whatever you feel like you're doing right now, you know, we all just trying to make it, but at least we all know we're gonna die. Like, not trying to be, you know, like talk about death or anything, but we are gonna die eventually. So make sure you guys get life insurance. And I'm just giving y'all an example of the type of things we talk about at BBU. We're encouraging each other about ownership and equity and life insurance and investments and things like that. You know, I want somebody to come in and talk about trust and all of that things, getting your, you know, having your will and all of these things, because we are not just business owners, we're investors. We're investors, we're leaders, and a lot of times as business owners, we taking care of everybody. We taking care of a lot of people. And so just making sure you have your things in order, that's a part of being a boss, baby. That's a part of being a boss. I told myself that today. I said, you got to be organized. You know what I'm saying? You got to be organized. That's one of the reasons I have to get up early, because I got shit to do. You know, once the world wakes up, it's like my time is gone. So I have to be more organized. I have to be on point in all areas of my life. And even in my death, I got to be on point, you know. So anyway, you guys got to join BBU, join Betty Boss University, so you can get in the class tonight. Hey, Jakira. So you can get in the class tonight and learn more about Sora. I'll be going over Google VO. And y'all, when I tell you, like, okay, one of my acquaintances sent me a event that they're having, and I went into Sora and put in the information for the event, and they created me the cutest little piece of content in like 2 minutes, you know. And that's what I'm saying. If you don't like to edit your products, you don't like to edit your videos, you're not an editor, you don't want to record yourself, you can even put yourself in these videos. You can record yourself and put yourself. And that's the thing about it. A lot of people don't want to film themselves. They want to have faceless. And I don't think it's that they want to have faceless. Some people do. They don't want to be the face of their brand. And that's understandable. But if you are the face of your brand and your audience kind of recognizes you a little bit more than just a generic person, but you don't have to film anything. You don't have to film anything, but you can still be the face of your brand. Go look on my page. I got a couple of videos on here that actually all of them, I created them with Sora that I'm going to be teaching about tonight. And when I say, I'm one of them people, I'll be talking about people like me, but I got like 1,800 businesses. I really do. I don't know where it came from. It's like, I guess that's how you have kids. You have one child, and then you look up, and now you have 4 kids, and you're like, well, damn, where did y'all come from? So, I have a bunch of businesses, and I was able to just take my businesses and put information in the store, and it was creating really, really cute content. Like, go look on my page, y'all. This shit is fascinating. And so I'm going to be teaching about that tonight. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM. It goes down in a DM, period, point blank. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to be talking about. In other news, and if y'all want to log off, because that was the end of my presentation. I gotta get out here in these streets and go do my little exercise. I've been on point. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've been on point. I've been disciplined. I've been focused. Eliminating distractions has been key, because this summer I was outside. Listen, I did more in the past 7 months than I've done in the past 7 damn years, okay? I was at every function, okay? And I was making friends. And all of this was to build my brand, to be honest, to give myself grace. It was to build my brands up. But I have to stay inside. I got to stay at home for the next 90 days. I gotta lock in. Like they say, lock in. I gotta lock in. And locking in means being on this computer, being on this phone, whatever I gotta do. I have to be focused and locked in. Because I feel like that's the best way to be productive, is when you all over the place and even socializing, that can be just too much energy. I'm dead ass an introvert. Some people don't believe that because I be on social media talking my ass off, but I'm really kind of an introverted person. Let me know if you're introverted too. And so when I be I don't know about if this is an introverted person or a me thing, but I soak up everybody's energy. I soak up everybody's fucking energy. I'm always aware of shit. I'm always listening and looking and observing. Like I always say, I read the motherfucking room. I read the room without trying to, and it's a gift and a curse. It's really a gift and a damn curse, because you walk in the room and you just it's how thank you, Miss Linda, you with me on that. It's like that movie where the man could hear the woman's thoughts, what women want. And the other movie, with Taraji, was it Taraji? Yeah. What was that movie called? I can't remember what that movie was called. But it was the same premise where she could hear men's thoughts. And I'm an empath. Okay. Yeah, I'm an empath. And so being around a bunch of different people all the time is super draining. And like I said, it's like I could hear people's thoughts. And so now I'm going to just be by myself in my own space, in my own world, and focus on what I got to focus on. Because I got some major goals I'm trying to reach by the end of the year. And so I can't be all over the place. I can't be in and out. I got to be at home. I got to be on this laptop, even though I don't want to be on a laptop. And that's why I also have a team. So if y'all are a business owner, I highly, highly recommend you guys get a team. Like, y'all get a team, because even if it's just one person, an assistant, a virtual assistant, even if it's an intern, deadass, every time I've done something, I've always been like, I need help. I've always been like, I need help. I've never been the type of person to try to take on everything. And so if you that type of person and you feel stuck, that might be why, and don't let me Don't let me be coaching you and you ain't asked me for it. But if you feel stuck, you might need to get somebody else on your team. And now I'm not saying y'all need to hire anything I got going on. But it could be somebody you know. It could be a friend, a family member. It could, when I would start off, I always get like a friend to help me, you know, and that would last a day. You know, you get your friends to help you, man. That shit lasts a day, a whole good, not even 24 hours. But, you know, like it might be a family member, it might be an acquaintance, it might be a, you know, just somebody you know online or whatever. But you got to put it out there. You got to say, hey, I need help. You know, I need help. And half the time, the people you asking for help ain't about shit. That, for real, let's be honest. That's what makes most people avoid getting help, is because most people ain't about shit. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Most people ain't about shit. That's why you always call me, and I appreciate you, Mama Fozzie, because everybody needs help. Everybody needs help, and I hire people for stuff that I'm not good at all day long, because the time, at the end of the day, to me, being a business owner isn't about the business per se, but how you value your time. And for example, when you go to work, you might have been making, I remember when I was working at my job, so I just celebrated 6 years of full-time entrepreneurship. Shout out to me. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a damn ride. But I was making like $20 an hour back then when I was working. And so I had to say, well, do I feel like my time is worth more than $20 an hour, you know? And when you feel like your time is worth that much more money, and I'm not talking about an extra dollar or two. I'm saying like my time and my knowledge is worth thousands of dollars. I feel like I got $1 billion brain, to be honest. And so you know that no company is going to pay you what you value for your time. No company is going to pay you for that. So that leads you to entrepreneurship, for one. And then also the idea of legacy, and saying, okay, at some point, I always think at some point I'm not going to be able to work. You know, I don't want to work. I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be, or not at the capacity that I'm doing now. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be whatever, you know, or I'm going to be dead. And so I'm just not going to be able to do it. And so I have to think about the future. Keep reminding you, what are you reminding yourself about, Mama Fozzie? I have to think about the future. And I always think big. Like, I think 100 years from now. I don't think a year from now, 10 years from now. I think 100 years from now. And so I know that job is not something I can pass down. And that's where entrepreneurship becomes a thing. So I say all of that to say that is why you want to bring people into your business, and good people, not just anybody. People that respect your business, people that are trustworthy, people that are hardworking. Your value, yes, your value of your time, and the mark you want to leave on this earth. Because, you know, that's why I do mention life insurance, because that's a way for you to leave something to your family. But for yourself, you want to make sure that you are happy in the life you're living. And I really was not happy at my job. I was so miserable. I felt like I was in prison. I tell people that all the time. I was like, I feel like I was in prison, because I was in this really, really beautiful office. It was really, really beautiful. The same way I'm leaving a legacy. Exactly, leaving a legacy. And you know what's crazy? Legacy is, to me, it could be financial, but it's also so much mental. Okay? It's also so much mental. Y'all gotta understand that most people are consumers. They're consumer. They consume. They don't they don't learn anything. They just kind of watch it. You know, like they're not educating themselves. They're not investing in themselves. They're just bored, you know. And so all of the entertainment becomes a way for them to alleviate their boredom versus creativity and creating something, right? One thing about me, for example, if I want something, I know I'm always like, what do I got to do to make it happen? What do I got to sell? What product do I have to create? Right? Like, that's how I think. Versus most people are waiting on someone else to do something for them or to give them something. Oh, well, you know, I need a job. And that's nothing's wrong with that. But to me, I'm thinking, what can I do to make this happen? Not who gonna give me something, is what can I do? And so leaving that mentality, that legacy of the mentality. I have a friend who has a little kid. I try to teach them about entrepreneurship because, of course, at 9 years old, 10 years old, hey, Frederica, they're thinking, I want to get something. I want some candy. Let me go ask my mommy. Mommy, I want candy. Mommy, I want money, whatever. And I'll be thinking like, well, what can you do? If I give you this money, how can you turn this into something else? Instead of you just taking the money and spending it, what can you do with it so that you can have what you want later on? You know, so teaching your kids and teaching your grandkids about entrepreneurship and investing, that's the legacy. That's the legacy, because that shit will stay with them forever. One of the reasons that I am an entrepreneur is because of my mother. It's because of my grandmother. You know, watching them, they, you know, my grandmother wasn't rich, but she was a hustler. And that has been passed down to my family. And then as we innovate and we learn, because y'all got to understand, so many people refuse to learn. Yes, make it happen, girl. They refuse to learn. And that's why they stay stuck. So passing down the legacy of education, of knowledge and application too. Teach your kids, teach your grandkids, not just to educate themselves, but to apply what they're learning. Because that's the only way they're going to receive a return on their investment. You have to plant the seed. Some people, they just got a whole bunch of knowledge and they do nothing with it. So don't be like that. But anyway, just going back to what I was saying about being at my job, is I felt trapped, and I felt not even just trapped, but that I wasn't valued, and the knowledge I had and the experience I had and the dedication I had, it felt like I was wasting it at this company that, again, didn't value my ideas. They didn't value how I felt. And then they were always, at that point, they were micromanaging me. And like I said, I was in this beautiful ass building. It was so pretty. It was this big, tall glass building in the city. You know, I was in the city. I had benefits, and I had to swipe in, and we had Starbucks, and it was all this shit, and I just hated it. You know, I just really hated it. So I don't know the point of me telling y'all that part, but it's just leaving the idea of, you have choices. You know, you have choices. So many people go through this world feeling like they powerless, like they don't have any choices. They don't have any skills. They don't have any abilities or anything like that. So leave the legacy of choice. Leave the legacy of creativity. Leave the legacy of valuing yourself, like you said, Mama Fossey, valuing what you bring to this world and what makes you different, and not allowing yourself to be disrespected or devalued by society, because it'll do that. Society will try to humble you. People will try to humble you. They'll try to tell you who you are all day long. I'll give y'all an example. And I don't know if this is going to sound messy or not, but I am so at peace with who I am. But when I talk to people and they think they have more than me, I can tell it's a battle of, I'm going to try to make you feel small. And I'm like, you can't make God's child feel small. Like, God created this. You know, you're using money or status or your car or whatever the fuck to make you feel big. But if you use God's love for you, you'll already feel so huge that you won't need to make the next person feel small. And so it's not the devil versus God, but it's hilarious to me, or it's kind of funny to me how this world will try to convince you that the things it has is more valuable than what God has given you. I don't know what I'm trying to say with that. Maybe somebody can understand what I'm trying to say. But my point is, your riches are not on earth. You can have money and cars and clothes and blah, blah, whatever the fuck. But your mind, your spirit, your faith, that is the legacy. Okay, so all of the women in our family hustle and create. Come on now. Shoot, us women, we more about it than the men. No offense, but sometimes we more about it than the men fault, you know. So that's why I love being a baddie boss. I love my community. So you guys make sure that you all join my community, because why not? Why are you not joining it? It's only $67 for the entire year. You can promote in the group. You can come to the classes. You can build this sisterhood in this community that if you're a business owner, baby, I know you need it. That's why I created it, because when I first started, that's exactly what I needed. And so that's why I created it, for the girls. All right, y'all, I got to get up out of here. Sun coming up, and thank y'all for watching. Peace out.